So let's try and get some fish here. We'll see what's up. We'll have a good day. Great days when we catch something. Good days always when we're fishing. Again, the water looks a little cloudy. Seems to rain almost every day, which gives the water a little cloudy look. I guess it's better than clear. But anyway, that's where I'm going to fish down in there first. A nice hole. They're all nice holes here, so we'll see what the hole gives us. There's a pretty good flow here, so what I've done is after I've put on a chub tail, I'm going to try the chub tail first of all. I've put on a little sinker at the top to sort of slow down the passage of the chub tail. I want the chub tail to get down to the bottom and not be swept under those logs first of all. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to crawl down there and see what I can find. Well, the last 10 minutes have been very interesting. I said I wouldn't say anymore, whoa, look at that big fish, because you can't see it. But the first cast of the chub tail underneath the big fish came out, swirled around, went to the left. I went, oh my goodness. However, and then I was casting upstream and I got stuck, so I've changed the hook. But I'm going to go back underneath this log. Maybe there are two. The fish that I saw went upstream. And we'll see if there's still something underneath the log. Hopefully they come in twos, pairs, apples. You're tired of scenery, but that lobelia is quite pretty, quite nice and red. And just around the corner a few minutes ago I saw a monarda, which is bergamot or bee balm, and that's red. And then I saw an echinacea that was red. I was quite surprised to see that there. So enough of scenery. Let's see what we can get in this big pond here. I've thrown something out right in the middle. Anything big lives in the middle. Little things are afraid to go there to be eaten. So we'll see. There's much. There's a little drag on this, but certainly not enough to be a fish. And crayfish are loving this. Good stuff. Try and flick them off. Yeah, see where the browns eat them. I'm way back in the woods. Haven't seen a fish until about 5 minutes ago. I threw out the lure. As I said, when I watch the lure, I don't watch the lure. I watch about 3 or 4 feet behind it. The water's a little cloudy, and I went, oh my goodness, what a fish. So this will be an episode. I just can't tell you when. I've been fishing here now for a while. I've seen 2 big browns. I guess they've seen me. But again, this will become an episode. Whether I have to fish until Christmas. This is a hard place to leave. It's blistering hot. Humidity's up. Oh, I always think the next cast will be it. It hasn't been for the last 45 minutes. See you later. This would be a concession. This would be a wonderful place for a net. I have no idea where I'm going to land this guy. Again, to be continued. I don't like that log right in front of me there. Away from the car. Somewhat tired, but you know, I can't not stop at this place on the way back. And it'll be the last place I stop until I get to the car. This is a pretty cool little spot. All that wood there didn't used to be there. I'm thinking if I put a chub tail down in there, put a little sinker on, tease a fish, big brown's going to come on, then we'll get the episode. To be continued. Started fishing this morning just before 8 o'clock. And the water was cloudier certainly than it is now. I was going to fish this stream and then go to, I was actually going to fish 3 spots in this stream and then go to another stream. I have fished 6 hours. It's 1:59 when I got back to the car, and I thought I'm going to finish off this hole where I started and see if there is the brown trout has come back. Usually they come back after a while to the spot. That's their house. But we'll see. But anyway, that's an incredibly long day. It's very humid, very hot. I've been drinking like you wouldn't believe. We'll see what's under this log. So I think I've mentioned earlier that sometimes I fish in spots where I don't think there's going to be a fish. Ha ha ha, I know I shouldn't think. But I do it just to sort of get the feel of the water and the feel of the pole. And once I feel comfortable with that, I'll go to where I think there are fish. What I happened to do, by the way, just before I turned on the GoPro, is I checked my hook, and it's an old hook in that I've been using it quite a bit, and it's been stuck. And what's happened, I noticed, is that the opening between the hook and the shank was too wide. I must have really turfed on a log, and then it got open. So what I did is I had my needle nose pliers, and I closed the opening to where I thought it should be, so that a fish, granted that I get a fish, it's harder to come off. So I'm going to fish under this hole here. This is where I see the beaver usually. I would like to see something that's brown and not furry, but we'll see. I took the sinker off because I thought it was impeding the easy flow of the chub tail, and now I'm walking very quietly past this big hole. What I've done on occasions when there's far less water, I couldn't see that there was a fish there, and all of a sudden down there you'd see waves and you go, okay, that's it for the day. So as I said, I'm walking very slowly, pretending I'm a big stinging nettle, and hopefully I'm not going to scare anybody. Again, what I'd like to do is get the chub tail or the worm right next to that log jams and just let it trail right beside it the whole length, about 20 or 30 feet, and maybe somebody big will come out, usually at the end. But I have to get it over far enough. I think that'll do it, so we'll see. It's from a chub tail. Couldn't get it close enough to that bank. The water isn't strong enough to carry it, so I just changed to a worm. I'll drift a worm, and I've got little bites. I assume they're chub, because my pole is not bending over yet. Well, I can hear some pretty serious thunder in the west. A lot of lawn bowling going on. I'd like to catch something before it gets too serious here. Last time when I was fishing here and it started to rain, and I ended up catching a real big fish and videotaped it and then realized that it wasn't on. Threw it back. I think I cried. There was a lot of rain, but there was no lightning. There was no thunder. So at the moment there's a fair bit of thunder, and I did see a crack of lightning. So I think what I'm going to do is call it a day or a morning and go get some more breakfast, and of course one more cast, because that's the cast that will bring the big brown out. And I think, again, browns are in there. They're just laughing at me. It has been the norm for the last 2 or 3 weeks, but I will have my catches. There's no doubt about it. I'll just one more thing and then I'm going. Ha! I said that 10 casts ago. Boy, if I were a brown trout, I see this chub tail just hanging down, languidly going into the water. I'd grab that so fast. Actually, again, the last place I was fishing, the biggest brown I ever saw, Was so excited it snapped at this, and oh, there's lightning. I think I gotta go. So excited, one more cast. So excited that it grabbed, went for it, and missed it. So I'm gonna go up there next week and see if I can give the yeah, I think I'm out of here. I'm gonna get that big brown some glasses, and maybe we can catch it. See you in a bit. Well, as I said, it's getting pretty dark, and you know, it's probably 9 o'clock a.m. So some big clouds, some big thunder, some big lightning. Time for the big brown trout guy to go home. Well, I'm heading up pretty fast out to those big deciduous trees, walking in an open field. A little bit of rain, a lot of thunder. I'm hoping lightning doesn't strike the tallest thing in this field. It would be I think I've got my steps in today. Actually, speed marks. I didn't want to get to be a drowned rat this time. Might be a drowned mouse, but not a rat. Anyway, getting closer to those deciduous. I'd like to look and see what the for the GoPro people, I've got it on linear, right? Obviously, be interesting to see how much this is bobbing, because I've had this on for maybe 30 seconds, 40 seconds, just to see what it does when you're going rather quickly. I know there's something that keeps the horizontal. I'll have to go back to that beginner YouTube and take a look at it. But here I am to the corner, Queen Anne's Lace. Huge corn that used to be thigh and waist high, and back to the car. I think when I say Pepe Le Pew, I think of Mel Blanc and what an incredible voice that man had for all the characters he portrayed. My dad loved Mel Blanc, but I can remember him watching an episode with Jack Benny. Jack Benny hired this music teacher to teach him violin, and the music teacher was Mel Blanc, and all I can remember is my father laughing and laughing and laughing as Mel Blanc became more and more frustrated with Jack Benny, who just, in a Jack Benny pose, just didn't understand what the problem was. But that certainly was a great memory. Black and white TV with Jack Benny and Mel Blanc.